complicated. I never know what I'm chasing, no. I don't need someone to save me, but you appear like a lightning bolt. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. Like a magnetic attraction, a supernatural vertigo. It's a chemical reaction, something I never imagined, no. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, ah. You're the one that lights me up, Baby, you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you,
Hello. Welcome to the Learn With Me stream. My name is Ashley. I do this stream twice a week on Monday and Wednesdays at this time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern time or 10 a.m. Pacific time, depending on your time zone. And yeah, so I've been doing the stream for a bit now, and mostly what I started doing it for was because there was so much of Omniverse that I didn't know, and I decided I was going to live stream my progress in learning Omniverse and how different extensions and connectors could accelerate my workflow. And I've always been impressed with how great the Omniverse community is. So you guys are welcome to help me out. If you see me struggling with something, feel free to put in the chat how to move me forward, even if you think you might be wrong. You never know. You could discover something new. Yeah, so let's kind of do like a housekeeping like we always do. Well, let me put this in the chat. I always forget to mention that if you are watching on YouTube, even if you're watching the replay of this reference doc that I have here on my screen, which I'll make a little bit bigger, is in the description of the video on YouTube. So you can always get this even if the chat doesn't show up. And I don't like to spam the chat with a bunch of links, but there are lots of cool things that I use throughout my stream. So I make this reference doc for you. First thing is the get started documentation. So this is like the developer landing page for getting started with Omniverse. It's system requirements, downloading and installing it, building and learning, all of the cool things that you would need to get started with Omniverse and developing in Omniverse. So there's that. The other link I have in here is for this month's community challenge on the Discord server, which is for creating an environment art. You don't have to be an environment artist. You just have to create some kind of environment using Omniverse in your workflow, either as a renderer, as a scene builder, workflow accelerator, however you want to do it. Tanya has her posted here. She created this using a variation of Blender and Substance Painter and using Omniverse to render out or set up the scene and then render it out. So this is really cool. She did a stream last week where she explained her workflow, so that's awesome. This is just a community challenge. It's not a contest, but you do have a chance to be featured on the Omniverse channels like Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and NVIDIA Studios separate pages as well. So that's pretty cool. Other link I have in here is the community calendar. So this is really cool because you can add it to your own calendar and get reminded when streams like mine are starting. Isaac Sims Robotic Weekly live stream, the community stream on Wednesdays, Eric's Engineering Design in Omniverse, and other cool things. So you can check into this. I added a new reference doc to that page, and it's the universal scene description. It's really important to have this documentation for USD because Omniverse uses the USD API, and there's a lot of different things you can do using USD, so it's important to have reference to this. And then, of course, the GitHub for where I've been posting all of the finished scripts for each part. So this is part 5. And basically what I'm doing, I've been really into CG Python lately. He does Python challenges in Blender. It's like a fun way to learn Python in a modeling program. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure I could do this in Omniverse too and enhance my Python scripting skills. So I've been basically doing his homework for Blender in Omniverse, and specifically I've kind of moved into this. The past couple of streams I was just like learning how to call various prims and certain patterns, like we did a mathematical equation thanks to Jen and her help of making a circle with just spheres, and that was really fun. But now I'm trying to do this like helix pattern with a rectangle. So that's where we left off last stream, and that script is here in part 4. So I post these so you guys can always try it out on your own off stream if you wanted to, or follow along. All right, I think that is it for housekeeping. Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. The engineering and design stream that Eric does, he invites Jen and frequently Edmar from the community stream to participate in his project. Right now he is doing Jet Racer. So he is taking this model RC car and following a tutorial made by someone here at NVIDIA where they add I think it's called Jetson. It's a LiDAR scanner. I don't know exactly. This is why it's Eric's stream. He adds something like some kind of scanner to the Jet Racer, to the RC car, and the RC car will drive itself. So he's basically having like a self-driving RC car, and it's really cool. I'm actually going to see if I can join his streams because I'm very interested in that too. So there's that. And then, of course, the Discord community is where we kind of keep up with all that. So there's even a Jet Racer server channel on there. So if you're interested in the Jet Racer stuff, you can continue the conversation there, continue the conversation with USD. If you have questions, the Omniverse channel is a great one. Okay. So I will show, let's go into Omniverse code. I've been using Omniverse code. Well, first let me copy all of this. Well, not the whole thing, just the script. And I've been using Omniverse code because it has the script editor. So if you open Omniverse code, it doesn't look like this. You'll have the viewport that's much bigger. And then this script editor will actually be down in all of these tabs. And I just pull out to make it bigger. For one, it's easier to read for you guys. And I'm mostly focusing on script editor and I don't really care about the other stuff as much. So I've just rearranged my layout, which is what I like about Omniverse, is being able to pull things around. And this is what we left off on. I actually noticed a little problem that I had. When I run this, it says sphere is not defined. And that was because this was a variable for part 3. I believe it has to be that. But I can actually just like get rid of all of this. So this is just changing the property, which I don't really need to do right now. So I'm actually just going to delete that part and see it created like a little cube. And I'm going to get rid of this part too. And then we can actually see what we pretty much did last week. And there we go. We created this, like, it's hard to see maybe on the screen, but I created a cube and then I scaled it to be a rectangle to try to get that longness of the helix pattern in CG Python's video. And then I was attempting to make a second cube and rotate the second cube so that it would slowly start to create more cubes and rotate along upward. But I got stuck. So that's kind of where we're at now. And I did like some pre-work before I jumped on the stream today. And I actually found this snippet. This is frequently used Python snippets. I'll post this in the chat too. I find these to be very helpful because you can see how, you know, a very quick way to grab the stage and different parts of the Omniverse and USD API. But specifically, I found how to set the rotation. So where was that? I'm gonna just, it was like set rotation, there it is. So I found this, and instead of doing the rotation with like all of this craziness, which I don't really like, it uses the like all these arrays to set the rotation in Euler's. I got the word right this time, Euler. And it actually does it using the USD API instead. So I think that's what I'm going to switch to, because I might have an easier time adding the rotation vectors together, because I was really struggling adding the rotation vectors. Like, I was trying to do it this way, and I come from a C# background, so this is kind of the logic I'm using, but it wasn't working. So I'm going to switch. So I'm going to get rid of this, which is this is like changing all of its translations. I'm also going to get rid of the second one for now. We can like add it back in later. Probably get rid of that. Okay, so where did my thing go? Not this. That. I'm looking for this. It was right behind me. So I can set the rotation using set rotate only. I don't know where this come from. Maybe that's a USD thing. No, maybe this is the Omniverse thing. This is the USD API. And I looked it up here. And it's a part of the Graphics Foundation transform. And they also have a set scale. But I was having trouble off stream even figuring that out. So let's see if we can figure it out. First thing is, I'm actually going to make this, and I'm going to grab that, basically this thing. First thing you need to do is define where the prim is at. The USD Geom call. I'm not quite sure what this does, but I do need it because I need the XForm variable. And then I'm going to add a transform OP. Okay. I'm actually going to throw that over here so I can see it. So first thing, we're going to create the cube, and then you have code for setting transform in your Inkscape loader script. Could you link that to me? We could take a look. We'll call this a cube. I'm just gonna copy that whole thing from the snippet. Clipboard doesn't have a USDA. Oh, that was weird. I tried to copy and it gave me an error, but now it works. So yeah, that's the path. There's that. I don't care to set the transform. Actually, yes, I want to start at origin. So 0, 0, 0. And then the first one is going to be regular, but let's test its rotation just to make sure this works. So let's just set it like something drastic. I don't know what this 290 is. Okay, let's delete what we got on the stage. Run. Okay, that worked. It did make a pretty big cube and rotate it. What's this number do? What if I set it to 1? Well, it makes it not work. Okay. But now I need to scale it. The 290 is the rotation amount. The vector is the axes. Gotcha. Thank you. That makes sense. So if I change this, oh, what it's rotating it on. Okay, I see. So we can rotate it on the X, Y, no, just the Y. Cool. That's really interesting. All right. Which that's probably what we'll want to do because we just want to like slowly rotate it on the y-axis as it moves upward, but we got to scale it first. So now I need to figure out how to set the scale. I mean, I would assume it is something like set scale only, but I tried this and it didn't work. And it would be GF scale, but I don't think that's right either because in the USD documentation, they're using a vector 3D for scale. Is it this one? Sets the pivot orientation component. That's set scale orientation, this one. Oh, but that sets a... Okay. It wouldn't be this, though. It wouldn't be like that. I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. Let's try it. And so be that, and then I think we did like 3.2, 0.3, and 1. Wait, this one. For scale, but using it like this, like the graphics foundation dot set scale, and then in parentheses the vec 3D, or I can get rid of that part. Let's just run it and give it a try. Yeah, it says no. So this is not the correct way. So is it just this? Oops. Nope, that's not right either. I guess I'm not really sure how to use it. Maybe... Get scale, set scale. Well, I'm gonna search some extensions, I guess. So if you're not sure what I'm doing with this, if you have an extension that you started on your own PC, if you go into the search part of VS Code, you can search all of Omniverse Kit extensions, not just your own. So if you need to do something specific, you can kind of see how other extensions have done it. So I don't know, maybe like set scale. Oh my goodness, if I could spell today. See, and it starts bringing up all of these different extensions. Oh, it has to be in an array. Set scale in parentheses gf.vec3d. Oh, and it's an array. All right, let's try that. That's probably what I'm messing up on. So set scale and then just parentheses, then an array. Okay, I'm missing something. No parentheses in the vec3d part? No, I think I was just missing a closing parentheses. Ah, that worked. There you go. That's what I was missing. I was just missing one extra parentheses. It's so hard to see. It's also really small on my screen. So I know it's hard for you guys to see, and it's also hard for me to see. I wish there was a way to make the script editor text bigger. I don't know how. All right, so that worked. There we go. So now we're setting the rotation and the scale using the graphics foundation from the USD API. And I think that'll make it easier for us to start adding things together. So let's start creating another one, another cube. But we're not gonna rotate this one. Not rotating at all. Just make sure it still worked. And now let's basically do this again. But this one is cube 01. And this one we're going to rotate. Well, maybe just 100. We want to like just slightly rotate it. And then we'll do it in a for loop. Oh, we'll create a variable, add them together. And then create a for loop, and then it should do it. Oh, we also have to change its translation to make it like slightly above, but it didn't rotate it. Maybe 100 was too small? No, because it didn't even rotate it at all. Delete these. Set it back to 290, I guess. Whoa. No. Why is it not rotating? This is... Oh, the Y is up. That's why. I don't need to do that. It's X. Nope. What am I messing up? these have to be bigger numbers? I thought it was just one to say that it was on the x-axis. Oh, that didn't do anything either. What am I doing wrong? Oh, because I have cube prime defined twice. I should probably make this a different variable. Set that back to 1, and then this will be cube 01 prim. Cube 01 here. And now run it. No, it didn't work. So difficult to see because it's so tiny. I'm going to put in a feature request. Make script editor text bigger. For people that are blind like me. Cube 01 is this. Set cube 01 prim. This is its. Let's change it. Let's see if it's even working. It's creating the other prim, but let's see if this part is even working. I guess Matt is also set twice. Maybe it's upset about that. So this will be like Matt01. Change all the variables for the second cube to new names. Yes. Parallel thinking. Eric is smart. So if I'm thinking like Eric, then I feel smart. Matt01. And then Matt01. These are terrible variable names. Okay. And then here. Ah. And then xform. we're gonna add a 1 to everything. Alright, xform 01. What am I missing? Transform 01 set. Okay. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. And then we're gonna bring it up on the Y. Let's do 10. Did it work? It changed. Yeah, I mean it's scaling, but it's not doing anything else. I must have overlooked something. Let's do 100. 100 on the Y. Q01, xform 01, transform 01, mat 01. Oh, does that have to be? No. Oops, I clicked around and it didn't go. There it is. Nope. I must be overlooking something. Line 41. Transform 01. Yeah. Oh, my eyes hurt from straining at it. Trying to see what I might be missing. Create a new cube. The new cube's path is cube 01. Right? Ooh. Oh, Yeah, cube of 1. I don't know, maybe it doesn't like the numbers in the variable? That would be really dumb. Cube B. XOR B? Why won't it let me add B here? There we go. Transform B, set, mat B. We're gonna change cube B, prim variable. Change this. Okay, I have no idea why this is not working. The execute is working, but all of this is not. But this is working. The set scale is working because this cube of 1 is scaling according to this. So this is working. This is not working. Nor is the rotation. Should this come? Should it be called after? I don't know. Let's just try it. Yes, it needs to be called after the scale. That is, but then scale's not working. What? Transform B, set, mat, and so it rotates it and it sets the translation, but it doesn't apply the scale. But if I have the translate and the rotation before the scale, then only the scale works and nothing else. I don't understand. Is it because I'm using whatever this? So set translate only, set rotate only, and then the scale one is just set scale. Does it have to be set scale only? Scale and transform are linked in the matrix 4D. Okay, so should I change the scale here? So in the parentheses, I add the scale array? I'm not sure. Do I have to add the word only? Nope. Adding the word only doesn't do it. I don't know, the documentation. Let's go look. Let's go look at it. Is there a scale one here? No. Let's go back into that the extensions. So, oh look, is this it? Matrix 4D dot set scale. That's how this one does it. This is in the XR settings menu .py. So should I do it like this? Where's Omniverse? gf.matrix 4d dot set scale. And scale it here, maybe 0.3, 1. Let's comment that line out. And let's run it. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe that needs to be in an array. Try this again. I'm gonna go blind staring at this tiny text. Nope, that didn't work either. Let's go back to the extensions. Set scale. Maybe we'll find a different one. Matrix 4D dot set scale is the variable. Oops, where is it? This. Where is it? Oh, right above it. Duh. I'm gonna use whatever this is. This is from the OmniGraph C++. Scale equals I'm sorry, Eves, I don't speak Spanish. I only understand a little bit of that. If it's a question, we do have a Spanish, I believe so. Let me double check actually. So in Discord, I believe we have yes, we do. We have a Spanish channel. So if you go to our Discord server, if you have a question about Omniverse, there is a Spanish channel that you can ask it in. I know, but no one taught me Spanish, and I tried to learn. It's very difficult when you don't speak it every day. So I've used like different apps to learn Spanish and stuff, even though I live in Florida, and I was doing really good for a while, and then I lost it because I didn't speak it every day. I gotta get better at it. But here, I'll show you. If you go to Discord, you can go to the Spanish one. And yeah, okay. All right, this seems the best to be the way to set it, but it's not working for me. And I don't know why. Maybe I just have too many parentheses? No. What's the error I got in that? Doesn't like that because it wants it to be formatted differently. Where's the variable scale called here? Oh yeah, if you're not sure what this channel, what my what this is, I'm working in Omniverse doing something I'm not familiar doing. So a lot of this stream is troubleshooting and discovering new things and how to do something that you might not be familiar with. So if that's not for you, that's okay. All good. My channel's not for everyone. I feel like this channel, a lot of it's like hanging out, discovering new things about the USD API and the Omniverse API. If you're not very familiar with Python, it's a good way to see how to jump into Python. I do a lot of other talks off stream, and I do different workshops. You can check those out on the Deep Learning Institute. I have a whole series that I've done on how to create a scene manipulator and how to create an extension. So you can check that out. That is actually a step-by-step and not something I'm learning for the first time. So you can check that out, and you might find it a little bit easier to follow along. Yeah, that threw me off a little bit, so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna, I guess, recollect myself. Yeah, sorry, that like really threw me off. So now I'm trying to remember where I was at. Setting scale. This part I'm really struggling with because in the extensions I'm looking for, it says basically doing what I'm doing, and I feel like it should be working, but it's not following through, and I can't really figure out why. But the USD documentation doesn't have a snippet for it. Set scale. Where was that scale part? Oh, I was on it. Maybe it's in the matrix 4D. All right. I don't know. One last try to make it, I guess, as an array. I have no idea. All right, I'm gonna start closing today out. Yeah, I was a little thrown off with the chat, so I'm kind of like frazzled. I'm going to close this out. So homework is figure out how to call scale using the USD API. And then once we do that, it'll be much easier to be able to add these together and create that helix. It is a little bit of a low start. So I appreciate those that come on here and help me out. Eric, you were a really great help with all of those little snippets you were sending me. So thank you very much. And hopefully next stream we can get that helix going on. And yeah, I will see you all on Wednesday. All right, bye.